Hi and welcome to eRacing GP. For those of you that don't know, we are a regional Asia Pacific eRacing championship. My name's Alex Young and this is Amo Hazik.
Yeah, thank you, Alex.
Yeah, good to have you with us, Amo. So for today we run across 4 categories: copper, bronze, silver and gold. And we actually start off with the copper class, which is for the less experienced drivers, and then we go up to gold, which is for the professional drivers, shall we say. So, Admiral, copper class today, we're in the Tatuus Formula 4 car. What are you looking forward to?
A bit of mayhem, I guess, because that's what these kind of lower classes offer. But the true drivers who can actually show their credentials when they want to go to bronze, they come up to the crop, and we've seen that in the time trials already. So, looking forward to see how they would deal when we have a reverse grade race after this.
Yeah, that's true. We will have a reverse grid race. There'll be 5 minutes qualifying and then 2 15-minute races, but the second 15-minute race will be a reverse grid. Now let's have a look at the championship positions, the top 3 finishers from the copper class from Global Edition 3. So these are our winners from the last Global Edition. You can see Francis Matrillo from Philippines was first. He actually had a really good battle with Thiago Oliveira from New Zealand. It looks like a big gap there, Amo, but you know, Oliveira actually ran Francis close quite a lot, really, didn't he?
Yeah, indeed. And the fact that he was only unlucky in a couple of races where he had, I think, one DQ because of too many collisions, and that was enough to give Francis the advantage. And after that, he just went on his way to win the championship. And both of them are going to be racing this season. I saw Ginelli Cruz, or is it Joriel? I'm not sure. He should have been promoted, I think.
Yeah, that's a good point. Ginelli Cruz was not promoted to bronze, so he's still in copper. Some of the drivers will go up and down. We look at the racecraft, not just how fast they are on track before they get promoted up a class. So Thiago Oliveira and of course Matrillo have been gone up to bronze class now. But we are with copper, and on screen right now Bernard Chan. He's a brand new driver actually. He only started racing about a month ago. He's been coming down the Axo Academy. We've been doing some courses. Quite a few drivers actually from the Axo Academy here racing with us this weekend. So yeah, trying to get more drivers in the sport. So there's always opportunities to learn your craft here. We are at Shanghai. What's Shanghai like for you?
Pretty okay actually. Some drivers actually hate it, some drivers like it. I think I'm quite neutral with it because it is one of those new Herman Tilke type tracks where it has some of the samey layouts. Like for example, the first 2 corners here, it feels almost like Sepang. And it has its own unique challenges, but I'm pretty neutral to it.
Yeah, I like it. Okay, we're just watching Arate, who's quickest at the moment. But why don't we take you around for a lap around Shanghai? This is Miko Nasi in a DTM car.
All right, welcome to the Shanghai International Circuit here. I'm driving the DTM 2020 car on Race Room Racing Experience. I believe this is the Audi RS5. And now driving the start-finish straight, I'm going to take you for a lap around the track. Turn 1 here is tricky. You got to turn the car in first before you brake so you get some rotation for the really, really long right-hand corners 1 and 2. And then the track dips down aggressively here for turn 3. Super difficult to get on the power. And that's the exit of turn 4, I believe. Coming up to the kink, turn 5. Look for the curb on the left for your braking point. For the hairpin here, another really difficult traction zone, trying to get on the power. Try to straighten the wheel out so you don't get too much wheel spin and oversteer. And then 2 really quick corners coming up. Critical to control the speed with your throttle here and gently brake for the right hand corner. And you want to take care of your tires here, because if you've overheated your tires, you'll really struggle through the double left here. Car will want to start sliding around, and then really patiently getting on the power here. And good, we're heading up to turn 11. A slow left-hand corner that leads immediately onto a slow right. Important to set yourself up nicely, because we'll be getting onto the back straight soon. First, we got a really long banked right-hand corner here. This car has so much power, you still have to be nice and gentle on the throttle. You can't just slam it down like you can in some cars there. And we finally get a little bit of a breather here on the back straight. We'll be approaching 280 kilometers before we brake for the corner at around 120 meters, right around there. And I think I missed the braking point a tiny bit, but it's alright. Very slow corner. Get the car rotated, get the car super straight for the exit. Lots of power. And the final corner coming up here, really tricky with a crest right around your turn-in point. Easy and validate the lap there as well if you run out a little bit too far on the right-hand side. And that was a lap.
Okay, well, thank you very much, Mikunasi. He was driving a DDM car, a 2020 car, and he'll be coming up in the Gold Edition later. 16 corners, fun track to drive. We're coming towards the end of practice, counting down now, 3, 2, 1, and practice is over. So drivers sort of had half an hour practice. A lot of them actually practicing all last night, had the servers open. What's it like, Ammo, from this point of view? You just now we've got to gear up for qualifying.
Yep. In actuality, some of the drivers' minds, especially the ones that can feel they will challenge for the championship, they want to get a good start to the season and get those 5 points from the get-go. So guys like Bernard Chan, Melvin Tan, and Zetio Arate, who's in fact fastest right now, these guys were the fastest in the time trials, so they might want to get the early advantage by qualifying in the first 5 positions for round 1.
Yeah, and like you said, right up there, Arate and Cruz. Yeah, maybe they should be in bronze. So those are 2 experienced campaigners. They'll be favourite, won't they, to win today?
Yep, definitely. These guys will be aiming for the championship for sure after the disappointment some of them had from last season. Yeah,
they were quick on occasion, just a little bit up and down. Qualifying should be starting very soon. Drivers finishing the last few laps in practice. Shanghai, it's a great track, isn't it? I've got some good memories there as well.
Yeah, indeed. In fact, speaking of good memories, you had A1GP Malaysia's first win out of 5 in the championship here during the final round of the season back in 2006.
Yeah. I remember that. That was a really cool race because all season in A1 we were getting better and better and better. I mean, we just finished on the podium. I think finished second in Indonesia.
Yep. So it was at Seto. It was that crazy race where Canada won, I think.
Yeah, it was wet and dry, and it was all sorts of changing conditions. And Shanghai was the first one where we really thought we understood the car. We stiffened the front a lot across the front axle. The wheel rates were quite high. And it worked. It really worked because Shanghai is a super smooth track. We generated good heat in the tires. A really special day.
Yep, and also a pole position here as well for A1 Team Malaysia at that time.
That was pretty cool.
So, plenty of good memories here for Alex Young at his circuit.
Okay, so let's go down and look at down the leaderboard a bit. Bernard Chan, obviously new driver. Afik has gotten a lot quicker. 3rd position. But Cedric Garati, 6/10 quicker than anyone. That's quite a big gap at the moment.
Yep, but probably because Bernard's not really pushing it in practice. He'll definitely get faster and faster as qualifying will go after this. So we've never seen the best of it yet because he is the fastest driver in the leaderboard by about 400s from Melvin Tan. I don't see where's Melvin here. He has not shown up yet. And Orate has actually gone 2/10 faster than his time trial time. So the race is definitely on between those two in this in the next session.
Yeah, some of the other drivers further down. Cajun from Malaysia, he's also a new boy. He just started the last Global Edition. Kondralochos, wow, that's a mouthful. Adam Kondralochos, 9th quickest. He's making some progress there. Elias as well. Ronaldo Julie there from Indonesia. He's a quick driver. He's normally further up. And the Tatuus brothers. Only one Tatuus today, Peter Tatuus. Rigo Tatuus, I don't think you see him out there. From Vietnam.
Yep, and the 2 brothers who have been almost inseparable in the category so far. In fact, one of the brothers was in bronze, and after that, he's now both of them are in copper. So interesting to see a bit of sibling rivalry right there.
Yeah. So we are at Shanghai. 19 degrees ambient, 29 degrees track temperature. This is in the morning. It looks a bit cloudy overhead, and it's quite weird. You see the clouds in the distance. That's where the weather normally comes from Shanghai, that side of the track. See the track map now, and still a few drivers out there finishing their lap. And I guess once they complete their lap, we will go to qualifying.
Oh, now we go to qualifying. Bang on cue.
Bang on cue. So I think we should follow the favourite, the fastest driver so far in practice, Zetrik Arate. I think he finished 5th in the Copper class in Global Edition 3, which was based around the American tracks. And let's see. I think he's decided to just kind of stay still at the moment. Let's follow Bernard Chan then. The newbie, the rookie. I think he did his first race ever in the Endurance Edition last week. So this will be his first race in a sprint race. He's already done an endurance race now. a real natural. He seems to have found the flair and gone really quick, very quickly. So through turns 1 and 2, you want to take us around the lap, Ammo?
Yeah, for sure. All right. So through 3 and 4 here right now, that's where Schumacher overtook Fisichella in 2006 on his way to his final ever Formula 1 victory. Coming up to turn 5, this is a potential banana skin, as I should say. We had Adrian Sutil, for example, crash there in 2009. Through turn 6, it's a short one. It's quite a point and squirt corner before we come up to the long turn 7. We can see, like, from Mika Nassi's onboard just now, there's a bit of a slight bump just about here. You don't see it visibly, but when you drive in the car there, it does go up and down quite fast. Then through turn 8, another one, you just have to tie it together. Through turn 9, a double left apex that leads up to the final sector of the circuit. 10, 11, and it's right here, turn 10, where Juan Pablo Montoya back in 2005 hit a drain cover that actually ruined his chances of actually winning the championship, constructor championship for McLaren. Then turn 11, turn 12, so tricky to get it right here because it is an uphill section where the cars just become a bit squirrely at the top. Before we come through now to turn 13, it's a long banking corner right-hander that actually almost becomes like an oval circuit with the banking. Through turn 13, here we are on the 1.2 kilometer straight. It takes forever to actually get into turn 14 actually. With the F1 cars, it would be DRS, but for the F4 cars, they don't have that luxury, so they have to slipstream each other to get the speed. Then through turn 14 and 15, somehow they actually become somehow they label as 2 corners here. It's a potential banana skin as well, where 2 drivers can collide. And then through turn 16, we come around now to the final corner, and underneath the spaceships that are at the start finish light, and that's a lap around the Shanghai International Circuit.
Well, let's see what lap he does. I don't think he has any track limits, so we should see a lap time.
No, actually, he did cut a corner somehow.
He must have cut a corner. Let's go back to Arate. He's coming through the last corner now. Peter Tatuus gone quick as of all with an 8.3. Wow, that's some good pace from him. And Arate now goes across the line. Will this be quickest? It looks like it will be.
And it is. It's a 2.7.7. So he's just 0.4 away from the fastest time that we saw in the time in the leaderboards. He's gonna go faster still because just now in the practice he was on the 2.7.2 dead, so he can go faster still.
Okay, watching Kelvin Powell now, the Malaysian. Oh, there he is on the inside. You can see him driving. Oh, look how focused he is as he goes through turns 7 and 8 through here. 7 and 8 is very similar to turn 5 at Sepang. But then, of course, this next corner is not very similar to turn 6. He does tighten up quite a bit, so you have to tap on the brakes. He's looking focused. He's looking a little bit quicker. Oh, he's half a second quicker than his previous lap. So this should be a good improvement for him.
Yeah, it is a personal best, but so far it will actually put him. We have to wait until he comes to the second sector, which he breaks it right here now. We should get a second sector time anytime. So wait, it's right there. There we go.
Let's see what second sector. It's a bit slow with getting the sector time up. He looks nice and clean though, so I think that should be a little bit quicker.
Yep. Somehow we're not getting the sector splits here, so apologies for that one. But at the moment, he's improving. Ooh. There we go. He's improving still. He's up on his personal best, but he will still be around that 3rd and 4th position because he's about 0.8 off from Arate.
Yeah, 0.8 off. Well, yes, so 0.5 to 0.8. So he's got a little bit quicker than his lap, like you mentioned, but he's still got to find a little bit more time if he wants to get into the front row. Maybe this might be good enough for front row, but we're not so sure it'll be good enough for pole position at the moment. Ooh. Comes out the last corner, getting it sideways a little bit. Shortest distance to the line, please. Ooh, and Kelvin does improve, but look at that. Bernard Chan has gone quickest with a 7.5. Where did that come from? Nice lap by the Malaysian, the newbie, the rookie. So it's down to Arate. Can Arate show something? Janelli Cruz is gone quick. Is 3rd now. He's bumped down to 3rd, and he's on a quick lap. But let's go back to Arate. These guys are teammates in Sim Racing Filipinas. And wow, this looks like it's going to be quick enough.
And yep, 0.2 faster coming through the second sector. He gets it nice and tight through the final corner here. This is a good 3rd sector. Will it be a 2.7? It's going to be. But how much faster? He comes across the line now. It is much faster. It's 0.2 faster than Bernard Chan by 2. But it is a 2.07.2. 0.2 faster than Bernard Chan. So that's definitely pole position. And there's no way Bernard's going to record another time now.
Yeah. So good lap by Cruz, but we have just enough time to finish. I think one more lap. Is it? Are we running out of time for Janelli Cruz? Sorry, good lap there by Arate, but is it enough time for Janelli Cruz to go through and finish the lap?
I think so, because we still had about 20 seconds when we cut to the leaderboards. Here comes Cruz across the line now. And will that be an improvement? No, it isn't.
Wow, so that's that close. So it doesn't find the improvement. Bernard Chan in second, Janelli Cruz third. The Tatuus brothers decided to show up in fourth and fifth position. Kelvin Power with a nice lap in position 6. Afik in 7. Ilias in 8th position. As we get ready for round 1. I'm going to leave commentary now, and Alistair Young's going to come in and do some commentary with you, Ammo.
All right. So then, we are just moments away here from the start of a brand new Global Edition season. This is Global Edition 4, and we are in the Copper class at the Shanghai International Circuit in the Formula 4 cars. Looking forward to this one. There's going to be plenty of mayhem because these drivers are quite new to sim racing. And we're going to see like the guys at the front come to the top, as I think Alistair should be in his chair right now. I can't see at the moment.
Hi, Emma.
Okay, so there we go. You can hear Alistair. So then, we're about 13 seconds away. What are you looking forward to, Alistair?
First race of the season. Everyone's going to be hungry. It's a new Global Edition. I'm expecting a couple mistakes in this first lap, but I think the race is going to be quite jam-packed with action.
Right, here we go then. 5 red lights are on. The revs are rising. And we're away here for Global Edition 4. Looking like it's a good start there for Arate. He's got to jump on Bernard Chan. And Janelli Cruz right behind him actually will take over second position from Bernard, unless Bernard can actually defend it from Janelli Cruz, and he does. So somehow Bernard Chan held off the advances of Janelli Cruz, who spins. Cruz spins right in the background, and he's dropped all the way right to the back. That's a disastrous start to the season for the Filipino, who looks so good in qualifying. There he is. He's right at the back, and now he's got a mountain to climb here at the beginning from the get-go.
Yeah, it's really tight at the top of that complex there. Drivers often make mistakes.
Oh!
And what is Cedric Arate doing?
Whoa! What's going on there? That's a big accident coming into turn 6. Looks like Arate, he might have had his wheel disconnected, but 2 Filipino drivers who had the top 3 have now gone right to the back, and it's a disastrous start to the Filipinos' chances here in the Nations Cup. But what if it is? Out of all that, the 2 Tatuus brothers, the Vietnamese guys, are leading the way, with Regal leading from his brother Peter and Bernard Chan in third.
Yeah, the 2 Tatuus brothers have been really gifted here. I don't know what happened to Cedric there. It just looked like he disconnected. But now we got to move for third place. That is Chan.
Yep. Oh, and looks like Ilias. Yes, Ilias has gotten through for third. So, no, he nearly got it. He nearly got Bernard coming to turn 13, turn 12 into turn 13. But the big talking point here is that the 2 Filipino drivers who were starting on pole position and in third have now gone right to the back. In fact, I think Arate has managed to get going again, or is he? No, he's actually stopped. So we can actually try to confirm with later whether he had a disconnection or was it a wheel issue, because it looked like a wheel issue because the car just went and what happened to the Tatuus there? He spins! Oh, that's Peter Tatuus, one of the Tatuus twins. I'm not sure if he's older or younger, but he just went slightly wide there coming to turn 14, and he's lost it. So now the pendulum has swung into the favor of Bernard Chan, who's in second, but Regal Tatuus, he's still leading the race, but not by much. It's about a second between him and Bernard as we come to the second lap of this new season. Third place is Azmi Arifin, who's actually, I think, one of the Stratos drivers, under pressure from his fellow countryman Elias, coming to turn 2, and Elias makes the move stick. He's now up to third. Azmi drops to fourth. But what happened to Peter Tatuus there? That was a massive moment coming into turn 14.
Yeah, it looks like he just snagged the grass on the entry of that big hairpin at the end of the long straight. Just got into the grass, sent him around, and half spun, dropped him down to 5th. Now that we're in the second lap, everyone's kind of spaced out a bit. Peter needs to calm down. He's got the pace. He can get to the front. And yeah, well, Mohammed Ilyas is off now.
And actually, he just got hit there. He got hit by Azmi Arifin. So whatever, that particular incident coming into turn 6 is enough to actually just send him into the gravel trap and possibly terminal damage. He's still stuck there. So a disastrous start as well for the Malaysian, who looked so good coming at the turn, who was in 4th right at that moment. So not a good start for that guy, as we now focus on another Malaysian, Kelvin Pao, before we move back to the front of the grid here between Regal Dutoit and Bernard Chan. We didn't expect Regal to be this fast coming into this particular race, because he wasn't even up in the top 10. In fact, he was in 12th. He was in 13th in the leaderboards, as Hendra Putra gets a stop and go penalty for overtaking the yellows. He's like the outside favorite here for this particular race, and he's leading the way.
Yeah, great job. The gap is dropping down to 3/10 now. Is it going to drop below? I think so. Chan's in the slipstream. They hit maybe 230 right before braking at 120. He's down the inside. Contact.
Oh, a bit of a rough move there, but Regal survives that. But Bernard's still on the inside as they come through turn 16. This is going to be tight here coming into the last corner. Who's going to get it? Bernard gets the line, but Regal bravely holds on the outside, and he takes the lead. Retakes the lead, more like it, as we come into lap 3 now. We're in a 15-minute race, but this is going by so quickly.
Looks like Chan just couldn't get the drive on the apex. He probably clipped too much curb and it unsettled the car, and that just allowed Regal to fly around the outside. But now he's got another 1 second gap and 10 minutes to go. It's going to be a close fight for first.
Meanwhile, we look at the driver in 9th place, Andrew Kodolakis, who's now on the back of Singaporean Mervyn Singh, as someone goes into the infield there. That looks like Juan Coco, is it? Yes, it's Juan Coco. He's made a mistake coming there, and he's now dropped to 9th. So Mervyn and Kodolakis get the additional positions back. Get one position for each other, and are now in 7th and 8th. As we're looking at, I don't know, I'm not sure who is that we're looking at. I think that was Mervyn Singh, I think, is coming through now, turn 6. Juan Coco under a bit of pressure here from, there he is, that's Juan Coco, under a bit of pressure from the guy in 10th, which is Alex Chia. Plenty of Blazers here racing in Formula 4 right now, and by my count, I think we have about more than half a dozen, maybe about 9 or 10 drivers racing right now, with one Blazer leading the way. As that's a good battle there for P7, as we now go back up to the front. This is the battle between Regal Dutoit and Bernard Chan, as Bernard, out of our cameras, has actually taken the lead away from Regal Dutoit. So Dutoit, out of our cameras, might have made a mistake somewhere, because he had a half a second lead over Bernard, but Bernard has managed to overhaul that, and now he's now hit the front. Will he pull away? We'll have to wait and see. But Regal has so far put up a fantastic performance and making the most of his opportunities when it counted.
Yeah, Bernard's driving really well, really smooth. He doesn't look like he's making many mistakes, but Regal and Peter, we've seen them make a couple now during this race, but we know that they are fast as well, so they really got to relax. And we see Regal also lose it on the exit there. He's pinching the inside again.
Well, at least he did lose the lead as, at least he didn't lose any pole positions. In fact, he's got his own his own brother now chasing for second as, oh, massive incident here coming into turn 14. That's Kodolakis and another Deutsche Post car who was with him. I'm not sure who that is, but there's been a massive accident. We're gonna have a lot of stewards inquiries after this, as K Jun goes onto the inside of one of the cars that actually went into the pit road, I think. He's up to 12th, but Kodolakis, who was up in that battle for 7th, 8th and 9th, has actually dropped further back now. He's in 13th. Unfortunately, we didn't get to see the start of that, but out of all of that, Juan Coco has managed to regain 7th position, and he's now right behind Mervyn Singh. There's the battle between Mervyn Singh and Juan Coco. We're on board with Juan Coco now, and there is his inset. He made a mistake a lap earlier where he went onto the infield. Now he's back up to 7th, but he's also still behind Mervyn Singh, who's the big beneficiary out of all those drivers who have made a mistake right in front of him. But he's chasing still, and instead of as Arjuna Santa gets another drive-through penalty. In fact, we saw it earlier pop on our screens where he had a drive-through penalty. He's gonna get it again. So shame there for the Indonesian, who's been in this class for quite a number of seasons now. He was hoping to have a good start to the season, but unfortunately that has gone pear-shaped, as we've now watched the battle between the two Dutoit brothers. Regal's in front of Peter now. Regal has been in front of Peter, but Peter looking very hungry there and in 3rd place. Want to take want to take 2nd position away from his brother, is looking to give chase to Bernard Chan, who's now 3.7 seconds ahead of Regal.
Peter's gonna get a really good slipstream here. The F4s hold a really good slipstream, so a straight like this is detrimental to positions, and it's really easy to make positions as well. As on the brakes, can he do it? No, not quite. Not late enough.
And he's thinking twice about it after what happened in the first lap, where he tried to put a move on his brother, went onto the grass and had a half spin, as you said, well, Peter actually got a good line there. Rico's gonna get overtaken, and there goes Peter up to second. No Histrionics there, but it was a very nip and tuck move. Somehow, they didn't really collide. So, second place goes Peter Tatuus, and now Rico has to tuck in the slipstream in third, defending now from Calvin Powell. We now move to what happened to Elias. Well, he manages to get back onto the circuit somehow after being a bit beached there. But this is not the start of the season they wanted, as a bit of a kerfuffle going on there. Looks like Elias has gotten through on Patrick Baskina. No, that's Patrick Baskina. That was Hendra De Putra, who's now coming in to serve his drive-through penalty. So he went a bit slow there. Might have had damage, but who knows? He's actually now gone to the pits to actually serve his penalty. Further up from there is battle for P13. Oh, Sherman Chang went deep onto the inside there of, I think it was Abdul Yazir Razak, and the two Malaysians tough it out, coming to turn 3, and Sherman Chang coming up better with that. Luckily, those two didn't actually incur too much damage, as there's battles going on all over the circuit, Alistair.
Yeah, it'll be quite interesting to see a move without contact this race, though. It seems everyone's a bit on edge, not really getting any clean moves out there, so they're gonna have to be watching their incident points here. If they do exceed their incident points, they will be disqualified from the race. And in a 15-minute race like this, it's really easy to do.
Indeed, and the fact that we saw, especially for some drivers where they were sent right into the back, we saw Junelli Cruz, was it Zachi Orate, who literally just had his stationary car, ran through the entire field. That could have easily been 5 incident points for each of those contacts, and you can see why he's also out of the race. And as well as Lim Nicky, the other driver who is also out of the race. So far, that's the first few casualties that we had in this new season, as Peter Tatuus goes wide there, coming to turn 14. He's going to get back into the clutches of his brother Regal, who just overtook him right here a lap earlier. Will he get him this time? No, he doesn't. Peter closes the door on Regal, and Regal now looking to have the slipstream coming into the overtaking zone at turn 1. We saw some moves here already, so will Regal be another one? Regal add another one to that tally. Here he comes now to the first corner. Not yet. He just tucks into the slipstream and he holds his position. Though he wouldn't want to hit his brother right now, don't you think, Alistair? Because they're in such a good position to score some good points at the start of the season.
Yeah, they're teammates as well. I wouldn't want to be banging wheels with your teammate, especially if you're fighting for position in the podium. But it looks like they like hanging out next to each other, you know? One pulls away and then they make a mistake and then they're back within half a second of each other. So yeah, I don't know, it looks like they like hanging out together. Meanwhile, Powell's catching up to the behind of Regal.
To that detriment, that's what happened. Look at that, because Calvin just pulled a move right there at turn 6 on Regal Tatuus. And now it's a Malaysian first and third, with another Malaysian 5th and then 7th. So Malaysians are doing good here in the Formula 4 class, in the copper class for the ERGP Global Edition Season 4. As we still look at Calvin. Calvin then, who was in 9th, he was in the top 10 for the time trials that we had before coming out to this round. Looking good so far. It was, again, one of those drivers who was not in that top 5 where we thought he could be close, but then again, he is. He was only about 6/10 off, and now he's putting the effort to good use here. He's right up to 3rd, and he's chasing Peter Tatuus second as we now go further back. This is the battle for 13th as Sherman goes around the outside at turn 9 and 10. Touches, looks like Yazir Raza did it. Yes, touches Yazir Raza a bit as we come out to turn 11. How close is it? This is going to be very close. Just about. Yazir Raza just holds P12 away from Sherman, saying this is a ding-dong battle all the way for the lower positions on the grid, lower positions in the leaderboard.
Yeah, but let's just talk about Bernard Chan out in the front. 8-second gap now. He's been driving really well this race.
Yeah, indeed, and the fact that with such a gap that he had, so we didn't expect him to actually be this far ahead, unless of course he had a battle with someone like Zachi Orate, who was supposed to be up in front, but unfortunately went out early. So that has opened the door for Bernard to actually get the best possible start to the season. As Peter Dutoit now in second, we're looking at him about a second and a half away from Kevin Powell. So Kevin has not made any inroads to one of the Dutoit brothers, as Azmir Arifin, another one of your fellow friends of Stratos, I think. Coming up now to turn 5 and into turn 6. Here's Calvin. We're on board with Calvin now. He's after making that move stick at turn 6, on Regal Dutoit. He has not made any inroads to Peter, so maybe he could settle back here and have a good start to the season. Third place is a good return, and here we're looking forward to the second race now, as we cut back to more battles coming all through the grid, as K-Jun, well, he gingerly goes wide there. He just let Mervyn Singh and Alice Chow through it, so I'm not sure what happened to Mervyn Singh, because Mervyn was up to 6 at one point. Now he dropped back to 9th, as as we saw Juan Coco just now, who was in 7th. Somehow Janelli Cruz got through all of them. So whatever happened there, so apologies for we missed some of that, because there's been so many battles all through the grid, we can't even catch all of them. As we're coming through, I think this might be the final lap now. Bernard Chan just started his final lap of the race, so he's well on his way to victory, as we watch K-Jun on the back of Mervyn Singh. Does he make the move here? No, he doesn't, so he holds back for now. We saw so many drivers here try maneuvers at all sorts of corners, that some of them been stick. As we go back to Bernard Chan now, who has been superlative at the front of the grid. He's been unmatched throughout the entire race, apart from a few scares where he had to battle the Dutoit brothers. But he wins here, round 1 of the Copper class for season 4 in China. And what a way to start the season. Second is Peter Dutoit, and third, there's Calvin Powell. I don't know if he's going to celebrate when he crosses the line, but it has been a great drive for Calvin Powell, the Malaysian who makes his debut here for the ERGP Global Edition, and he takes third. Regal Dutoit 4th, Azmi Arif in 5th, Janelli Cruz in 6th. He manages to actually get by all the carnage and then some to get some points for the Filipinos in 6th. Juan Coco, after a very battle-hardened race, comes through 7th. 8th is Alex Chan, 9th is Mervyn Singh, and 10th is Kaijun. But wait, what happened to Regal Dutoit? Regal has actually dropped to 10th. Now we're looking through our timing screen. I think he might have had a penalty somewhere, or
I think he might have exceeded his incident points. He's dropping all the way down the field.
But he did finish the race just now, so that's a weird one. That is a very perplexing one. We're looking at him right now. I'm not sure why is he dropping further back, but whatever it is, that's not a good start to the season that he wanted. He was looking so promising throughout the entire race, and now, well, he's gonna start he's gonna start in at least 7th place for race 2.
Oh, tough luck for Regal. He drove pretty well. He was up in the top 5, but I don't know. A track like Shanghai, because it's modern, you have a lot of runoff, so it's very tempting for drivers to just take the runoff and track extend. But this leads to incident points, and I think that's what he's done, because he's running right at the back now. He's 21st.
Well then, after the chaotic first race of the season as we can expect in this class, we have now our first results for the season. Bernard Chan wins from Peter Dutoit, Kevin Powell in 3rd, with a Malaysian 1 and 3 on the top of the rostrum. With Regal Dutoit somehow, actually he's now back up to 4th, Azmi Arif in 5th, and well, that was quite a bit of a surprising way to finish the race. We thought that Regal was up there, but then he dropped back and now he's back up there. But whatever it is, the results are in, and we're waiting for the stewards report to come up after this.
So top 13 reversed off the results there. So we're going to see the slow guys at the front, the quick guys at the back. It's going to cause a lot of action, and we're going to see a lot of overtakes this race, hopefully. I'm suspecting a very busy lap 1 again. But let's just hope they make it through the first few corners clean, and we'll have some great battles throughout this race.
Here we go then. The lights are on. 5 lights on the top of the gantry are blinking. There we go. They're illuminated. And we're away here for the second race of the brand new season. And it's a good start for Andrew Kondolonkis, who gets a jump, as Dave Roberts as well, who was right up there after finishing in 13th in the first race. Sorry. 10th in the first race, comes to the first corner as we see I think there was one car there jumping in the air. It looks like it was one of the green cars. Bernard, that's not Bernard Chan, by the way. That's, I think, one of the Filipino drivers who got wiped out at first corner. So, whatever it is, it's absolutely chaotic start to the second race as well, as we expected. So, Condor Locus, who got a great start from the front, has now taken the lead. Second is Kejun, and third is Mervyn Singh.
Kejun, also a very new driver in P2, fighting for P1 now, so he's driving really well. As we have a spin in the background there, I'm not sure who that is, but focusing on Adam Kodrolochis. Yeah, good start. He's driving quite well. P1, he's got a 1 second gap to Kejun. He's just got to keep it clean because the faster cars are still making their way through the field. This is where you see the less experienced guys at the front. They just got to focus on not making mistakes and keep pushing.
We saw further incident at the back as, whoa, that's a Filipino car right in the air there. I think that was Sergio Orate bouncing over one of the other we're not focusing on Genetic Cruz, but it was a car further behind that literally jumped the air.
Yeah, a bit of an unconventional way to take that corner on two wheels, but you know what, I'll give him 15 star points.
Well, hopefully everyone has settled down a bit because we're now coming into the end of the first lap. We're on board with Genetic Cruz again. There's Sergio Orate. That's the guy we saw jumping in the air. Miraculously, the car actually held it together in one piece. We just thought that he might have flipped for a second, but luckily he held it together. As for now, we come into the last corner of the first lap. Kejun tries to put a move on the inside. He nearly got overtaken by Genetic Cruz. Condor Locus locks up big time. Luckily he saved it, and he's turned the lead. Coming into the final corner now. Kejun is in second, and Genetic Cruz nudges him a bit off the track. I think that was fair play. Genetic Cruz now up to second. Third is Singh. And fourth is Mervyn Singh. So Kejun, out of all that, he has dropped more than 4 positions. So a bit of an unlucky moment for him that he came through the last corner on the curve, and he went wide coming into the AstroTurf. So unlucky for him, but luckily he's not qualified. Oh, as I said that, someone went up big time into the wall at the first corner. It looked like Sergio Orate, and it's Sergio Orate. So, the pole sitter from race 1, the second place man from the pole sitter from race 1, apologies for that, has not gotten the perfect start to the season that he wanted, and now he's out of the race. So, massive disappointment there for the Filipino as we go back into the lead of the race.
Awful weekend for Sergio Orate. Unfortunate. He looked really quick in qualifying. He wasn't able to transfer those results in the 2 races. He's finished at the back now for both of them. But Genetic Cruz, probably one of the fastest drivers on the grid at the moment, is up into P2 from starting at the back, I believe. Adam Kondrolochis is doing a really good job of staying at the front. It's still a 1 second gap. He's driving fairly clean, missing an apex here and there. But he's quite inexperienced and a new driver to this Copper Edition. But he's doing well to stay at the front now. That's the great thing about these reverse races. You see new people leading at the front and you get used to these new names. As now the Tatuus brothers in 5th and 6th coming through as well. And who's this?
This is Sherman Singh. We're focusing on 3rd place right now. Mervyn Singh on the inside here coming into turn 14. Singh actually holds his line around the outside, so he didn't want to defend too much against his fellow countryman. Fellow Causeway member, as the Singaporean now is up to 3rd. So, a good start to the season. Good start again for Mervyn Singh, who was up there in 3rd place. In the top 5 from race 1, and is now top 10 again in the second race as we now look to Calvin Power. This is the guy who finished 3rd in race 1. He's up to 7th in race 2. As the battle's still going there between 3rd and 4th between Singh and Singh. Singh goes around the outside. Singh in the inside, and Mervyn takes 3rd place away from Sherman. So, that's 3rd place for the Singapore, unless he cuts back, as unfortunately we come back to the battle for the front. We didn't see what happened there, but I think Mervyn Singh has held on to 3rd place. There he is. So, 3rd place for Mervyn Singh, unless Sherman gets up to the inside again and he tries to take away the position at turn 6. Yes, he does, but unfortunately, it opens the door for Regal. Regal goes to the inside, and his brother Peter will try the same thing, but unfortunately he hits the back of Mervyn Singh, and the 3 orange cars the identical livery cars have actually gone into a bit of an orange jam.
Yes, Battle of the Sengs back there looked quite feisty, but now we see the two Tatuus brothers bullying Seng in 5th place. Rigo and Peter have been quite argy-bargy, you can say, for these two races.
Indeed. As further contact at the back there from one of the Tatuus brothers. As we look back at the battle at the front, Condorlakis holding on from Janelli Cruz. Cruz then with the Filipino drivers watching, and his fellow Filipino drivers watching, and he takes the lead. Condorlakis goes wide coming into turn 13, and now the Filipino driver who has been in the copper class for so long now, looking to actually graduate after this, has now taken the lead here in race 2. And will he pull away, or will Condorlakis fight back? Condorlakis does look like he's fighting back. He's in the slipstream coming into the final corner. Will he try to move on the inside this time? No, he doesn't. As Cruz moves late to defend, we go back to the battle between 3rd and 4th. Riga goes on the inside of Seng holds the door firmly shut. As Regal now tries to hold up for his brother Peter. The two collide as we had a momentary lag spike there. Luckily it didn't go off, but he goes off this time. Peter goes off this time, and he has opened the door for Bernard Chan. Race 1 winner coming back at him, and now Bernard's up to 5th. He's looking for a double here. As the leaders are not too far away. He's only 5 seconds off. And with the two guys battling in front, this could open the door back up for Bernard to actually, sorry, not just Bernard, but for the rest of the drivers who are up in the top 5 from the previous race to come back at them.
Yeah, the fight for P3 is looking really tight at the moment. Seng's pulled out another gap as Rigo and Peter are fighting with Chan, the previous race winner, and current championship leader as well. But yeah, these three, hopefully no drama, they can get through it clean. I want to see this battle go the whole 7.5 minutes left.
Indeed we would, and the fact that this will set the precedence for the rest of the championship to come. These might just be the contenders that we're looking for come the end of the season after 5 rounds here, as Bernard had a bit of a tap there from Peter Dutoit. Peter looking really racy after being up there in 2nd. Yes, it was 2nd in the first race, so he's now his immediate championship rival. But Bernard looking so good after being unchallenged in the first race, and with Zetchi Orate out in the second one, he is well on his way to actually confirming his early championship credentials.
Yeah, it's the second race, but we're starting to see the shape up of the championship leaders and who could possibly be the main guys fighting throughout the season. Going on to the main straight now, Rigo looked quite close to Seng. 5/10 I think the gap is. They're side by side, Bernard Chan and Rigo Dutoit. Or was that Peter Dutoit?
That's Bernard and Regal. As Bernard goes to the inside, Regal coming to the final corner. Seng's just right in front. But again, that final corner is a 50-50 corner where you can make the move mistake, or you can actually stick it around the outside and still hold on to the inside for the final corner, as is what Regal is doing right now. And Regal holds on to 3rd. Such good defending here from everyone who are up in front. We don't see any collisions between these guys. These guys are good enough to actually battle without making any race-ending mistakes. But for Bernard, this is a terrible situation because he's between two of the Dutoit brothers, and these brothers can actually try to work together and trying to get to benefit one another in the sake for the championship, and not just this race but for the championship. As they're holding station right now, we're looking at the battle between 4th, 5th, and 6th. Janelli Cruz, on the other hand, has pulled a 2.6 second gap, so the opportunity for these guys to challenge for the win here are growing slimmer and slimmer as he pulls further and further away.
Yeah, he's got a commanding lead now. He's driving good, not making any mistakes. He's just got to relax and take maximum points. Adam Condrolotis still doing well to hang up there in the top. He's a couple seconds off the race pace. But looking back down to Bernard Chan, he's now passed both the Dutoit brothers, and he's the fastest on track as well with the fast lap of a 2 minute 8.5. So he's going to be hunting down Seng and maybe even Adam Condrolotis by the end of the race in this remaining 5 minutes.
Indeed, you're right. And the fact that last time out he was about 2 seconds slower from his 1.7 seconds slower from his fastest lap. So from being stuck behind the Dutoit brothers wasn't doing him any good. But now he's free from the clutches of both of them. He can try and set out for at least another podium here. He's right behind Sherman Seng, his fellow countryman, it's Malaysia 2, 3, and 4 with a Filipino leading, and we've heard that so many times before in the previous seasons, but not this time. This is the first time that we had a Filipino lead for this start of the season, and it's Janelli Cruz who's gonna almost certainly win here. He's more than 4 seconds ahead unless something dramatic happens out in front, as we see Bernard Chan on the inside coming to overtake Sherman Singh, and it's a textbook maneuver coming into turn 14. He takes third position away from Singh, and he looks well and truly on his sights. Sets his sights truly on second position.
Yeah, Bernard's showing great composure and a really mature drive. Textbook, cutthroat, making the move stick, doing the time, not making mistakes, and he's about to go past second place as well. Small contact there.
Yeah, but luckily that wasn't major contact, because we've seen as well in this race already, a rear end contact could easily send you out of the race, as well, he's pushing. Bernard's definitely pushing Condorlakis. He is setting his intentions well here. He's really showing that he is the guy to look out for in the championship, as he cuts back onto the inside of Condorlakis. Condorlakis holds the inside line this time now. He's on the out. Well, Bernard's on the outside. Bernard cuts across. Oh, they might have hit each other again there. It might have been an actual collision. We're not sure. But is he? He's out. Bernard's out of the race. Unbelievable. What, the driver who looked like he was going to be actually winning this thing, he's now out of the race. So the championship is now thrown wide open, as Regal Tatuus, who was up there in fourth position in the first race, is now fourth here. He's going to take the championship lead, because right now he's going to be unchallenged. His brother Peter Tatuus is also out of the race. So the championship contenders, the initial championship contenders, are out of this race. Would you believe it?
I don't normally believe in commentators' curse, but my bad. Sorry, Bernard. You were driving really good. Peter as well looks like he just got disqualified, by the way.
Yep, indeed. We just mentioned that just
sorry.
now. Yep.
Fight for second now. They're all bunched up. 4 drivers down the straight as well.
So one contact too many for Bernard, and that was confirmation that it was contact, and he's out of the race. So unfortunately for Bernard, a win in the first race, and in the second race, he is now staring at the barrel of a no point coming into the second race. So Regal Tatuus here, if he keeps it together, he will be championship leader. But in close proximity with 3 other drivers, he might just actually be staring at the barrel of a disqualification, just like his brother Peter. As what happened to Tatuus there? He just spun in the infield. So, well, he can actually take the championship lead now, and he'll take the points away. As it's a big hit there with Renault Julie. Can you keep it together, clean man? Just as I said it, he should keep it clean. The other Dutour brothers are out of the race, so we're not sure who's gonna take the championship lead right now. This has been an absolutely amazing development coming into the final lap of the race. Everyone's just throwing away the potential early championship advantage.
I don't know what to say. I feel bad for the person calculating the scores. Good luck to you. It's gonna be a pain. But Adam Kondrolachis looks like he might be taking his... I won't even say. I'll save it for the last few corners. But you know what I mean. Seng and Calvin Powell on the back of him as he makes a mistake and drops down to third. I'm flabbergasted. We got the more experienced drivers making the mistakes, and now they're disqualified, and they should have been fighting for the front and wins. But yeah, I guess that's just the pressure and the hunger to prove something in the first round. But the more composed drivers, as you can see, you could see the rookies even doing a bit better than the more experienced guys who tried to push hard for an early championship lead.
Whoa, let's look at that. Andrew Condorlock is there under pressure from Sherman saying, Malaysian 2, 3, and 4, they wouldn't want to throw this away. This is good points for... I think we still have a Nations Cup for the fourth season as they come around the final corner for the 13th corner here on the circuit for the final time. We know Cruz is going to win it. There's no other way to describe it. He has been impervious at the front ever since he took the lead away from Condorlockis. As we see Lim Nicky, who is actually out of the first race, he's now well on his way to scoring some points here in 9th. Here comes Condorlockis here. Condorlockis just lost position to Sang on the straight. He gets on the inside, regains third position, It's going to be a drag race to the line, but we can now focus on Janelli Cruz. There's Cruz. He comes across the line here, and for the Filipinos, he takes the first win of the season for himself and for Sim Racing Filipinas. Second place will be Kevin Powell. It's going to be a drag race to the line here between Sherman Singh and Andrew Kondolakis. Who's going to get it? It's going to be Sherman Singh by just a 10th from Kondolakis. Reynaldo Julie in 5th. Amir Rafi Aizat 6th. Santa 7th. Nikki gets his first points in 8th. Elias 9th. And Hendra Putra in 10th after suffering so many drive-through penalties at the first race. So that's the top 10, filled with mostly Malaysians and 2 Indonesians, and ultimately 1 Filipino winner. What a race! The second race, we saw so many things happen, and we weren't sure who's going to lead the championship after this.
Reverse grid races. What can I say? They give entertainment. You know, you can never count out anyone. Yeah, what's that? 6 DNFs? Because of 6 DNFs because of penalties and exceeding track limits or contacts, and this just added up incident points. And we got the top 3 guys fighting for the championship out of the race. So back out in the open, Janelli Cruz drove perfect. Another win in race 2 by 10 seconds. So great job to him and Kelvin and Seng.
Yep. Meanwhile, speaking of championships, I think by our mental arithmetic, Calvin Powell will actually take the early championship lead because he was 3rd in the first race and 2nd now. So with all of his early championship contenders out in this race, he will take a command the initial lead of the championship. So not bad for a rookie driver to take it early from some of the more experienced campaigners here. So well done to him. As we look at the final results here, the provisional results. Janelli Cruz 1st, 2nd is Kevin Powell, 3rd is Sherman Singh, 4th Kondolakis after being in the lead for a while. Reynaldo Julie 5th, Amir Rafi Aizat 6th, Santa 7th, Nikki 8th, 9th is Elias, and 10th Hendra Putra. So that's the top 10 from the second race, a very chaotic one.
Oh, Bernard Chan also there with the fast lap by 1 second. The only driver in the 7s, and he did a 7.9, and the closest guy was doing high 8s.
Yep.
He
Indeed.
was super quick. Unfortunate for him, but
Oh, wow. So after the exciting first 2 races of the new season in the Copper class, we'll be looking forward to the Bronze class. But right now, from myself, Ame Hazik, and Alistair Young, we'll be right back after this short break.